Hello, I'm Los Angeles City Controller Ron Galprin. As our city's Chief Financial Officer and watchdog, it's my job to help assure public dollars are being put to good use by keeping our government honest, responsive, and accountable. Because people want to know and deserve to know how their money is being spent. And just as it's important for the city to plan how to use our money wisely and make good investments, it's just as important for every Angelino to do the same. Because the financial health of our city, of our communities, depends on the financial health of every Angelino. Financial literacy and financial planning for individuals and families is crucial to success, and so is making positive financial choices for today and for the future, so that you can get bills paid, make the rent, save up for a car or a home, further your education and that of your loved ones, retire, plan for trips and vacations, and so much more. I want to thank so much our outstanding LA City Library and its leadership, including Chief Librarian John Szabo. Thank you to all the staff and the volunteers, notably our certified financial planners, and the library's Department of Lifelong Learning and its partners. And thank you for ensuring everyone has the tools and resources necessary to plan, save, invest, and manage their finances for the future, for their family's future, and for our city's future. To help with this, I would encourage you to check out my How to Build a Financial First Aid Kit tool, which gives you information you'll need to be prepared in case of an emergency. And you can find the kit at lacontroller.org/financial first aid kit. I wish you a positive and fruitful day of financial planning, and thank you all for participating.
Thank you, Mr. Galpin. Hi, everyone. I'm Caroline Zakari, and I work for the Office of Civics and Community Services here at the Los Angeles Public Library. Welcome to Financial Planning Month. Today's presentation is called Your Savings and is part of a month of programs in support of financial planning. This program is brought to you by the Los Angeles Alliance for Economic Inclusion and the Los Angeles Public Library. Victor Jimenez and Nora Perez from AEI will be talking to you about how to save money for goals and unexpected expenses, as well as saving strategies and tips on the best way to save. We will have a brief Q&A after the presentation, so please send us your questions throughout the program. Thank you, and take it away, Victor and Nora.
Thank you, Caroline. Like Caroline mentioned, my name is Victor Jimenez. I'm a member of the Alliance for Economic Inclusion, and today's presentation will be about your savings. Okay, so we'll be discussing many topics about the importance of savings, tips, ideas, saving money goals, and some strategies. So let's get started. Next page. Quick disclaimer here. This presentation represents the views of the speaker and not necessarily those of the agency they represent. This presentation cannot be reproduced or distributed by a third party or on any third-party website without prior authorization. Next. Okay, so the module is your savings. Next, please. So what is savings? So we'll start off with that, just, to give you a quick glimpse of what is savings. It's the ability to be able to set money aside, obviously it's, not just the idea of saving on a specific item that you purchase, is the ability to be able to set money aside, which we'll be discussing more in detail as this presentation goes on. Next. So, just to start off the presentation, section one key takeaway is set aside money every day, every time you get income, regularly saving money, even if it's only a small amount. It can make a big difference over time. A lot of people don't realize, and how much of a big impact does it make, by you being able to save a small amount. It adds up, throughout time. And so people right away want to have the idea that they want to save, and they think of a big amount. It doesn't have to be a big amount, but you do have to create a habit of trying to save money every time you get income. No matter what the amount is, you have to create a habit about it. So we'll be discussing more about, some tips and ideas on how to accomplish this. Next. So once again, defining savings. What does savings mean? So, the actual definition and terminology of what savings really means is, once again, setting aside a portion of money you receive, whether it comes from income you make, whether it comes from a tax refund, from a bonus that you receive, something that you sold, any money that you receive. Doesn't necessarily have to be, precisely from, your payroll. You could have sold something that you don't utilize anymore. So whatever income comes your way, whatever money you receive, that's what you want to define as the money you have and that you're able to set aside, okay? Next. So is spending less money the same as saving money? This is something really important that I like to discuss with a lot of people, because some people have in mind that if they save money on an item they purchased, if they got it on sale, if they had a coupon or something, that they're saving money, but you can't attribute as saving unless you were able to, whatever funds you were able to save because you got the item on sale, because you used the coupon, if you were able to put that money away, so it is not the same, saying that you're saving money because you got a good deal on an item, because, unless you're able to save that portion that you save and you put it away. So saving is setting money aside, once again, money that you have today for the future, okay? To build savings, you have to spend less money and put some of it or all of it you didn't spend into a savings, okay? Because I've heard many times where they say, well, I managed to, save money by using coupons and, getting things on sale, and, but then again, whatever money they save, using a coupon or getting things on sale, they spend it in something else. So it was never actually saved or put away. You have to put away whatever you were able to save, okay? So just wanted to clarify that. Next. So why save money? So obviously, these are many of the reasons. First of all, goals. We all have goals in mind, so things that we want to accomplish, whether it's, to buy new clothes, to buy new shoes, to buy a car, to buy a home, to take a vacation, there's many goals, that we have in mind where obviously, we want to make sure we accomplish. And that's the primary reason why it's so important to save, you want to save money to make sure you accomplish those goals and getting whatever you wanted without having to get in debt, okay? So the reason here is building wealth, so obviously, as time goes, you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck, you want to be able to save money to create wealth, okay? To not have to depend on, your paycheck, every week or every bi-week or every month, depending on what time you get paid. So it is important for you to think about the future, to think about retirement, so you want to build some type of wealth. Another reason, emergencies, so obviously, we all know that unexpected emergencies can happen at any moment, okay, to where we never planned out for them, so trust me when I say it's always better to confront an emergency situation when you have your savings. You don't have to depend on borrowing money from someone else, getting in debt, taking out a loan, taking out money from credit cards, so times like that are presented to each one of us at any given point, and times with less income or more expenses, so you want to save money because there may come that time where you're receiving less income, whether there was a time frame where you were working extra hours, making, extra money because you were working overtime, Maybe you lost your job and it was a full-time job. Now you have a part-time job, things can change at any given point. Or you accrued just more expenses in general, that you were not, expecting, for, for your extra expenses, so just another point. And here, peace of mind, obviously, knowing that you have a savings account with money you can count on at any given time provides you with a peace of mind. A lot of people that do not have a savings account for emergency situations, have a tougher time having a peace of mind knowing that they don't have something to rely on, to check on. So, and other reasons, obviously we all may have other reasons of why we want to save. Like I said before, whether it's maybe for a vacation, maybe you want to get married, maybe you just want to have want to buy other things that you have in mind that you want to just do for yourself. So that's always great. Okay, next. Okay, so and here's some quick tips on finding ways on how to save money. Like I said, you can never think of saving. I know when I talk to people about savings, they always think of a high dollar amount that they have to set aside, and they just find it impossible. And one of the maybe excuses or reasons that a lot of people give is I don't make enough to save, so there's no possible way that I can save money. Now, one of the biggest things that I obviously recommend people to do is to create a budget. Okay, and find out how are you spending your money, or where are you spending your money. Okay, and every little amount counts. Sometimes we're unaware of extra fees that we're paying without knowing that we're paying those fees, and they can accumulate and add up. Okay, so here's some tips. First one here that comes up is ATM savvy. So a lot of people obviously are well aware that if you bank at a particular bank and you use your debit card to withdraw money at a different bank, you get charged an ATM fee for using their ATM. And ATM fees can range from, like, I've seen from like $3 to all the way up to $10. Some even much larger. But a lot of banks work with different networks, that can offer you the opportunity to withdraw money without incurring a fee. So, one of the suggestions would be for you to go back to your bank and check to see, if there's a network that they work with for you to be able to withdraw money using your ATM without having to pay a fee. Because I can tell you those fees accumulate. You may not see them as a large amount, when you're using them, but if you withdraw money using someone else's ATM, 2 to 3 times or 4 times per month, if you add all of those at the end of the year, you'll be surprised how much money it is. So, you want to look at those small amounts. Another, obviously suggestion here is bank on it. So when you decide to establish an account, or even if you have an account right now, look at to see what fees are you getting charged. Shop around. Look to open a free or low cost checking account. At a financial institution. Do a little bit of research. Do your homework before deciding to establish an account, or even if you have already an established account, but you're noticing that you're paying, excessively high fees. Look to see what alternatives you have. There are still many banks out there that can offer you a free checking account or low cost. Even if you can't find, there might be a lower cost checking account, even with the own bank that you're already banking with. You can check with them to check your statements, look to see if you're getting any type of fees charged on a monthly basis. Okay, so that's where you want to start, by checking to see if you're paying for fees first. Now, once you start realizing that, hey, look, I'm paying these amount of fees every month and they're not a big dollar amount, that's where you start saving. So if you were getting charged, fees for ATM withdrawals, if you were getting charged monthly service charges on your checking account and you accumulate it, it totals up to $15, $20 a month, then that's when you say, okay, as I look, to see what fees it was I being charged, that's the money you want to start accumulate. Okay, so this money, instead of me paying it, I'm going to be putting it away and saving it. Okay. So another suggestion here, brand bias. Now, before you buy something, consider whether you are paying more money only to get the brand name. It may be worth it, the extra cost, but sometimes a different brand or a generic item can be just as good or even better. If you spend less money, once again, add it to your savings. Okay. So you have to look at whatever you're spending, so make sure that, like I said, when you create your budget, you start noticing, okay, where can I cost? Where can I save? Can I substitute a name brand item for something that is not a big name brand? Sometimes we're just paying. Somebody once told me that, obviously, you're paying more for a name brand just because of the money that company paid for in marketing, so not necessarily that it's a much better brand, much better product. Sometimes it's the same product, but the generic brand did not spend as much money marketing, so they can offer it at a cheaper cost. And the well-known brand has to cost more because they spent money on marketing. So now this is not the same thing in all cases, but you can start looking at ways, like if you buy a coffee every day, if you're looking for ways to save, then you could maybe consider start making your own coffee at home and save those extra $5 or $10 that you're spending on a daily basis, because like I said, if your plan is to want to save money, you have to create a budget and you have to make the sacrifices in order for you to cut certain things out. And as you start cutting or noticing that you can save and not pay this, and you have alternatives, that you can put that money that you're saving away. Okay. Don't take it like, well, there's extra money that I figured that I have here because I am not paying these fees anymore, because I am not buying, $10 coffee every day. So now I can buy me something extra. No, have the mentality that I found ways where I can save and not pay these fees. Now I'm going to put this money away into my savings account. Okay. Next, please. So just for section 1, just remember once away, the key takeaways that we discussed. Set money aside every time you get income. Okay. Regularly saving money, even if it's only a small amount, can make a big difference over time. Okay. Like I said, once again, everybody thinks and has the idea when we talk about savings that they want to put away a large dollar amount, and it doesn't have to be that way. Savings, it's not an easy thing, and you have to create a habit about it. It's a habit that we have to create, and you want to start small. Even if it's the pocket change you have at the end of the day, once you get home, that money that you use throughout the day, you want to put it away. Even if it's $5, per week, $20 per month, just start small. And as time rolls around and you see, the money getting accumulated and becoming more, you'll start realizing that it's possible, and you'll want to challenge yourself to increase the amount. Okay. Increase the amount, and, you'll see much better results as you create a habit and increase the amount and challenge yourself. Okay. So next slide. Okay. Now covering section 2, where to build your savings. Okay. So we'll be discussing some options and some ideas on we've discussed of the importance of savings. What is savings? How can you save? Where can you cut? Now is, discussing where where do you build your savings? Okay, so let's discuss some of these options. Next page. So key takeaway here, consider the advantages and disadvantages of saving options before choosing where to build your savings. Okay, so let's talk about this. Next slide. So where to put your savings, there's many options, each one has advantages and disadvantages. And obviously for us, we would always highly recommend for you to establish an account at a bank of your choosing. Do your homework, do some research, before you decide. Don't just, go with the first bank that you find that, it's closest to your home. Do a little bit of research, find out if that's the right bank that fits you. Many people will be surprised, but there's many different banks out there. There's banks that cater to, that are considered more commercial and cater more to businesses than consumers. And there's banks that maybe cater more to consumers than businesses. There's banks that are regularly known to offer better promotions on, interest rates that they can offer you, that have, low cost checking and savings accounts, that have no, cost, accounts, so make sure you do. And the reason why we will recommend, because obviously there's many other options that people may decide to do, and, they want to keep, save their money at home, which is, obviously not highly recommended, because, it's not safe. If you save money and put it away at home, in a piggy bank or under the mattress, there's risk that you run with that. If someone can break in, and steal your money, the house can catch on fire, and, it is a total loss, so, saving money with someone else, also, may be a disadvantage, because, it's hard for you to trust that someone else is going to keep your money safe, so next slide. So, in talking about establishing an account with the bank, okay, we're going to go over some of the type of accounts, that you may consider, to put into putting your money away. So one of the accounts, it's here, money market deposit accounts. So money market accounts are, primarily basically savings accounts, but it's usually accounts that are set up to provide you with a higher interest rate. Normally they require a higher dollar amount for you to establish them than it would be for a regular savings account. I think regularly in talking about accounts, just the regular personal savings account is probably the lowest cost savings account that you can find to establish, an account. You can open it, in some instances with as minimal as $100. There's low to no monthly cost on those accounts, but a money market account, sometimes, the minimum opening balance can range from $1,000 to $2,500. But as you accumulate a higher balance in the account, it pays you a higher interest rate. Okay. The other option here is a CD, certificate of deposit, which these are now even a higher tier of interest rate that you can accumulate on these accounts, but they're once again subject to the dollar amount and the term that you establish the account under. So other options are U.S. savings bonds. You can decide to purchase some U.S. savings bonds. Okay, that's another option. And you can establish, once again, like we talked earlier about, preparing yourself for retirement. You can establish an IRA account, which is a retirement account. Whether it's through your employer. Obviously, you want to first check, because the best options usually are to establish a 401k if your employer does offer that, because in some cases they may match up to a certain percentage of how much you contribute. And if your employer doesn't, then you have the option of going into a financial institution and establishing an IRA, or, there's always options as investments, such as stocks, corporate bonds, and mutual funds. But, obviously we always say be careful in how you invest in those, because you want to make sure that, there's not a high risk in what you're going to be investing on. So be conscientious of that. Keep that in mind. Like I said, do some research, do your homework, try to get as much information as you can. Next page. And within talking about why we recommend, establishing an account with the bank, it's, the deposit insurance. So as many of you guys, may know or may not know, banks, offer, deposit insurance. So FDIC, not sure if you guys have seen these two signs, FDIC and CUA. So these are the insurance that, banks have, which guarantees your, account. It gives you, insurance of up to 250,000. Okay, so that's why it's good for you to know, and it gives you a better peace of mind knowing that your funds are safeguarded and you have insurance on it. Next. So one of the other things is obviously interest that you may compound. So as you accumulate a larger balance, financial institutions will pay you money, in the funds that you've deposited with them, So like we discussed, that's something that you want to be well aware. You want to do some research. And if you have a larger amount that you're going to start your savings with, then you want to look for those promotions that some banks offer where, they can promote a high interest rate. As we see nowadays, interest rates have gone up, and now, unlike, in the past years where interest rates that they were paying on accounts were really low, now, interest rates are becoming more attractable, for banks, to establish CDs, I've seen many promotions now being offered by banks, so once again, look for the best promotion, that is out there. You want to make sure that whatever you're saving, whatever money you're putting away, is also helping you even make more money, so keep that in mind. Next. So, and one obviously important thing to consider and to know about is, as you start doing some research and looking into accounts that may pay you a higher interest, you always want to consider the APY. This reflects the amount of interest on a yearly basis. Okay. Now, typically, if you call any bank, they will quote, the APY first before they quote the interest rate to you. Okay. And there is a difference, okay, between the interest rate and the APY. Okay. So, like I said, more often than not, they will start off with that. But if they don't mention the APY, you want to make sure that you ask, what is the APY on this account? Okay. Because it's the annual percentage yield. Okay. So it is not the interest rate, but you want to make sure that you ask to make sure that it's nothing way lower than what the interest rate is. So just keep that in mind as you're doing some research and looking for high yield or high interest accounts. Okay, next slide. Okay, so now we run into just once again going over the key takeaways for section 2. So once again, just consider the advantages and disadvantages of savings options before choosing where to build your savings. Like I said, here in this presentation today, we're highly recommending for you to establish, an account. So that's where you would primarily put your money away and save your money, just because of the many reasons we've discussed and talked about, that is safeguarded, that there's insurance with the banks, if the branch where you open the account gets burned down, your money is still safe, it's still there. Okay. If it gets robbed, you have no issues, no problem. Your money is still there. Okay. If the insurance, if the bank for any reason goes bankrupt, goes down, that's what the FDIC insurance that we talked about is for. Then it'll cover you. So unlike many of the other options, there's higher risk. Okay. There's higher risk. So once again, it is highly recommended for you to look into establishing an account so that that as you're saving that hard working money, that it's somewhere safe. Okay. Next. Okay, so we're going to be crossing on to now section 3, saving for unexpected expenses. Okay, so a key takeaway for this section is an emergency savings fund is part of the foundation of financial health. Okay, setting aside 500 to 1,000 can cover many unexpected expenses. Okay, and we're going to be talking about that as we go through this section. Next. So why save for unexpected expenses? Just because life happens, different, events can occur that we never expected for. And just like it shows in this slide, if you're a homeowner, all of a sudden you can have something happen, where it was an expense that you weren't accounting for. Or whether you don't own a home and you drive a car, and most of us do, car breaks down. It's not something that you were planning for. It's not an expense that you were hoping to have. And, everything is costly now. Everything is really costly now. We know obviously that the cost of living has gone up. I think especially for us here in LA, I mean, it's really costly, just to even switch your tires, in your car, so, things happen. And if you don't own a home, you don't have a car, just any health concerns, that could happen, any type of emergency, life does happen where we're confronted with situations that we did not plan out for. Okay. So that's the reason why. So next slide. So emergency savings fund goal. If you pay for unexpected expenses with money you have saved, you avoid creating debt. Okay, so that's one of the major things that you want to keep in mind. If you save, you have your savings account, ready for when those unexpected, situations happen, then you don't have to create that. You don't have to borrow money from someone else. You're well prepared, to take on and take care of the situation with your savings account. And trust me when I tell you this, because I think just like me, many other people have confronted those type of situations. There's a better peace of mind knowing that you're not going to incur that if you had a situation, an unexpected expense, and you're covering it with the money that you had in your savings account. So it is a great feeling. Okay. Now we know it takes time and commitment, obviously. It's a cycle. Like I said, it's a habit that you have to create. It's not going to happen, and you need to start small. It'll develop over time. It'll increase, but it's going to be well worth it. Okay. It's well worth it doing it. And important step to improve financial health and stability. That's a major goal. Okay. Next. So once again, anticipating changes to income and expenses. Your income and expenses can change at any point. Okay, that's another thing. It's just not incurring extra unexpected expenses, but your income can take a hit. Okay, like I said earlier, you can have a job where you were putting in overtime and was making great money, and all of a sudden, the company's not doing well. Overtime is cut off. Or you completely lose your job. You completely lose your job, and now you can't find a job. So the same income is not coming in, your full-time job went to a part-time job. So things can change at any moment. We all unfortunately have jobs where there is no full guarantee that we're going to have that job, forever. Things can change at any moment, just like we saw obviously with the pandemic that none of us had probably ever lived through, came and it changed, a lot of people's lives. Some people got affected more than others. Some people didn't, but a lot of people did, So you may have bills that arrive, only once or a few times per year that you're not accounting for, Sometimes we do that, we create a budget and we write down all of our expenses. But we're only considering the monthly expenses, and all of us have expenses that, are maybe every 6 months, once a year, things that we're not accounting for. So, or your spending can increase temporarily, all of a sudden, like I said, Picture here shows, you know, you have a cell phone, it's broken, damaged, you need a new cell phone, and you know, you have to buy another one, and you pay for it with your credit card. So now you have an extra expense for a certain amount of time that you weren't accounting for. So things can always change, you know, things always happen, you know. So let's keep that in mind, you know, once again, to realize how important it is to save and have, you know, that emergency fund set aside. Okay, next. Okay, so once again, just going over the key takeaways for Section 3, an emergency savings funds is part of the foundation of financial health. Setting aside $5 to $1,000 can cover many unexpected expenses. And trust me, the dollar amount given here may not seem like a lot, but when you are, you know, in a tight bind, you know, where there is no income coming your way, okay, $500 to $1,000 is going to seem like a large dollar amount that may be able to, you know, hold you off for, you know, depending on what your expenses are, whether there's for another week, 2 weeks, maybe a month or 2 months, you know, it's going to be a good amount once you're in need of funds. So, you know, that's why I talk about small. And you don't have to think that a savings account has to start off or has to be several $1,000s. You know, you can start off with this as a minimum of having a goal to put away $500, okay, and then little by little increase it, because when the time comes and you need that money, you know, it's going to be, you know, a lot of help. You know, it's going to seem more than what it seemed to you when you were not in need of it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Next. Okay, Section 4, saving for your goals. Okay, so we're going to go over some more, you know, goals that people may have in mind. So next. So Section 4, a key takeaway is create a plan to save money for your goals. Okay, next slide. So like we see here in this picture, you know, your hopes and dreams. What do you hope for, or what do you want in life for yourself? What about your family? Okay, so there's many different things that, you know, obviously you may have in mind. We cover some, you know, suggestions, some topics earlier throughout the presentation, but here's many more things that, you know, people may have in mind of what they want to do. You know, like we said, you want to, you know, buy a home, take a vacation, you know, go to school for, you know, graduate, you know, start a family, you know, get married. I mean, there's many different things that obviously, and all of these require, you know, more expenses, okay, more money, you know, no matter what the goal, what the dream is, you know, there's money to be spent on those goals or those dreams, you know, and you don't want to fulfill and accomplish each one of these goals and dreams by getting in debt. You know, you want to make sure that you save, you know, and, you know, I mean, then, you know, you'll probably even feel better, you know, if you take a vacation knowing that it was from money that you saved for that trip, rather than, you know, creating more debt for yourself, you know. So keep that in mind. Next slide. Okay, so SMART goals. So here's, you know, specific, measurable, action-oriented, reachable, and time-bound, you know. Like I said, you know, just create a small goal in mind, you know, start small, you know, say to yourself, I will save, example here is $10 each month for the next 6 months, by getting cash at the bank ATM by getting cash from my bank's ATM rather than the ATM that charging me fees. So that I could have $60 for the holiday gift for November 1st. So like I said, you know, some people may not realize it and they think like, oh, it's $5 fee here, you know, it's $4 fee here, but as you accumulate the fees that you're paying and total them out throughout the year, you know, they may be able to cover another bill that you have, you know, so keep that in mind. Next slide. So more likely to achieve goals, here's some suggestions, okay, on, you know, what could help, you know, in making sure that you stay on track to fulfill and comply, you know, with your goals. Write them down, okay? Take the time to say, okay, these are the goals that I want to accomplish, okay? Whether it's like I said, start small, whether it's to buy a new pair of shoes that, you've wanted all along, but you don't want to put it on your credit card. You want to make sure that you pay with them cash, funds that you were able to save, write down a goal, no matter how small or how big the goal is, write it down. Okay. Write it down on a piece of paper, then put it on a post-it note, and just to make sure you stay more on track, put the little post-it note in your car, in your refrigerator, in your office, anywhere you can see it, so it can be a constant reminder that you have a goal in mind, so that you won't lose track of what you have to do to get to that goal, which is, savings. Okay. Share it with someone, talk about it with other people, with your friends, family, what your goals are, what are you doing, so that they can be a constant reminder to you. Hey, how well are you doing, in reaching that goal that you set out for yourself, so they can keep you on track. Okay. So remain focused. Okay. Real important thing. Okay. Next slide. So how much should you save? What are your savings for? How much would it cost? So you got to keep all of these questions in mind. Okay. Like I said, don't set a really high goal, because people get discouraged when they set a goal, a really expensive goal, that they have. If they have never saved, then it's going to be really hard. But, start with a small goal, so answer these questions, ask these questions to yourself and put down the answers. What are you saving for? Is it to buy a car? How much would it cost? Okay. How much of that cost do you need to save? What is your deadline? Okay. So these are important questions that you need to make sure that you ask yourself, you write them down, you get the information, so that you can give yourself a time frame. Okay. Next slide. So large expenses, once again, when we talk about unexpected expenses or even things that need to be upgraded, many goals are related to large expenses. Okay. As the picture shows here, you may want to replace, your refrigerator, your stove, things that you have at home, so you just may want to upgrade. Okay. And sometimes, your paycheck is not going to necessarily increase, you're going to be making the same. So you have to, once again, find ways to save money, because some expenses that you may incur might be small and might not affect you, but some expenses that you incur might be large expenses, and you don't want them to set you back and become more in debt. Okay. Next slide. So section 4, so just remembering the key takeaway: create a plan to save money for your goal. Okay. Make sure that, you create a plan. Like I said, start off with, knowing what your goal is, the time frame, how much you need to save, create a budget, really important tips and tricks and ideas on, making sure that you stay compliant and true to the goal that you have in mind. Okay. Next slide. Section 5, other special savings accounts, where we'll discuss these. Next slide. So take away some special accounts enable people to save more money. Next. So these are some of the accounts that we, recommend maybe for you to look into. Encourage saving money for specific purposes. Okay. Usually run by local community-based organizations. Okay. Saving matched by organizations running programs. So these are all things that you can look into. Okay. Like I said, do a little bit of research, a little bit of homework. Start with your own employer to see what options they give you, to see if they offer a 401k, if they offer the ability for you to establish an account with them where they deduct money from your payroll, so that you don't necessarily have to do it yourself. They automatically do it for you. Okay. If you need additional help, there's obviously organizations out there that can guide you through, a plan of action. Okay. If it's hard for you to accomplish that, there's help out there. There's that organizations that can really help you, because like I said, it's not about how much you make, it's a habit that you have to create. Okay. Next slide. So purpose for matching savings. Allowable purposes may include job training, college education, small business startups, purchasing a home, may require financial institutions, additional courses. So these are just extra, things that you may want to consider for, saving as well. Okay. Next slide. Okay, so section 5, remembering the key takeaways. So some special accounts enable people to save money. So just, there's many different tips, tricks, and ideas on how to save. These are just some small suggestions. Like I said earlier, when you do some research and want to decide on where you want to open an account, sometimes things that I recommend to people is maybe not necessarily choosing the bank that is closest to you so that you won't be tempted in knowing, where the money, you have quick access to it. Maybe select a bank that is not near you, that is further away from you, so that you're not tempted or it's easily accessible to you. Find different things. There's different things that work for everyone, but like I said, check with your employer, check with, to see if they offer the ability for you to establish an account through them. If not, then, go to the bank of your choosing, but do your homework, do some research, and ask questions. Always go in, making sure you have, questions. Don't let them just provide you the information. Ask for more information. Okay. Next. Okay. So lastly, take action. What will I do? Okay. So now you want to make sure that you ask yourself these questions. What will I do? How will I do it? Will I share my plans with anyone? If so, who? Think hardly about these questions, okay? And make sure you and have an answer for each one of these. You want to make sure that you want to start the sooner the better. Okay. Next slide. Okay, and now we've reached the conclusion of our presentation for your savings. I'm going to hand it over to Nora so she can discuss with you guys the next section, which is LA Saves.
Well, thank you, Victor. Lots of information and tips and information on savings and budgeting. Hi, everyone. I'm Nora Perez. Thank you for joining. I'm also a member of the Alliance of Economic Inclusion, and we are here to help you meet your goals through the LA Saves campaign. Next, please. American Saves is a campaign managed by the nonprofit Consumer Federation of America. Our working group decided to join the American Saves campaign and launched our own local campaign in LA. It's called LA Saves. This campaign helps seek to motivate, encourage, and support low to moderate income households to save money, reduce debt, like Victor mentioned, and also and build wealth. Everyone here is encouraged to take advantage of this free tool. It is you can go to lasaves.org and in order to take the steps in holding yourself accountable for savings. LA Saves encourages people to make a commitment to save money, reduce debt, and build wealth. Think of LA Saves as your savings accountability partner. We're here to simply give you a wealth of information and encourage you to save money. Next, please. Next, please. Oh, it's so why save? It's so important to have a little savings to support you through the unexpected emergencies. Like Victor mentioned earlier, in the general emergency savings can be used for large or small unplanned bills or payments that are not part of your routine monthly expenses and spending. Setting aside, like Victor said, $5,000 to $1,000 can cover many unexpected items, say for home ownership, education, paying off debt, or even a vacation. The easiest way for most effective way to save automatically is through your employer. Think about the savings automatically is the exact way that millions of employees save through the 401k and other retirement programs at work, right? So if you take that same concept, that you can set it and forget it, and just and adjust to money going directly into savings, would work for any savings goal. And just remember, always pay yourself first. First, set aside money for yourself and save money, and then pay your bills. You could save as little as $5 a week, or even, it doesn't matter, 50 cents a day. You could also save, but that accumulates as well. Save and reduce debt. Can you do next, please? Victor discussed creating your spending and savings plan. You can also think about saving by reducing debt. You will save on interest and improve your credit and score for the future needs. Next, please. Good management is important. Save on interest and late fees. It's so important to plan and maintain a good credit history. Good credit saves money, and bad credit costs money, right? Think of credit as a tool to be used wisely. Employer, landlords, and insurance companies may use your credit to determine whether you're a good risk. So that's why it's important to take control of your credit. Save with healthy credit score. A good credit score goes beyond the ability to get a loan at a best terms. It also saves you money on things like utilities, rent, or even a cell phone plan. Reach financial security. Begin with starting an emergency fund. Whatever amount you're comfortable with. Like Victor said, start small, and then increase from time to time, and then this covers small emergencies while you're getting out of debt. Next, please. Plan to reduce debt. It's the third goal savers select when the pledge to save. It makes sense because debt can keep from building wealth, and it's very stressful when you don't have that savings, that emergency fund. Large consumer debt can keep you from savings and building your wealth. However, a good credit history will result in getting the lowest interest rate for loans and other services, which will put you at a better position to increase your savings and increase your wealth. With planning and discipline and patience, almost anyone can reduce the debt and start accumulating with wealth. So let's start today and enroll in the lasaves.org and take a pledge. And it's just simply a promise to yourself. Why take the pledge? Taking the LA Saves pledge is a pledge to yourself. I should say it's a promise to yourself to start a savings journey, and LA Saves is here to encourage you along the way. Take the first step towards creating a better financial future for yourself. A pledge taking process. The pledge is very simple. During this pledge, you'll establish personal goals, make a plan, and complete a pledge. You will then get periodic reminders, resources, and tips to keep on track towards the savings goal. I get my monthly reminders to save that I promise to save. So every month I get a monthly email and just reminders did you remember to save your money? So that's just an encouragement for me to put it in the bank, either automatically or just deposit it into the bank. Make a plan. For example, can you go next, please? Next, please. Mm-hmm. go back, sorry. Make a plan, example, putting aside 50 cents a day over the course of the year will allow you to save nearly 40% of your of a 500 emergency fund. And according to AmericanSaves.org, most people may think it's not worth it to put aside 2/4 a day, but the reality is many people can put away 50 cents a day, and the number shows that it adds up over time. So make that pledge today. Next, please. And here we go. We did the homework for you. So we have this Get Bank, and we have several banks that have low or no fees to monthly fees for opening a bank account. Opening a bank account can be one of the most important steps you could go towards reaching your financial goal. And next, please. So why? Because putting your money in a FDIC insured bank like Victor discussed, the bank account can offer you financial safety, easy access to your funds, savings from your check cashing fees, receiving your IRS refund straight to your account, and not worrying about your check getting lost or stolen. It will simply go straight to your account. Another thing, if we get any more stimulus, it will go directly to your account, and overall you have a financial peace of mind. And some banks, next please. Some banks are participating in the Bank On offer low-cost accounts. You can open your own affordable, safe, and certified bank and credit union. Nationally certified Bank On accounts have no overdraft fees. Most have $5 or less a month, and you can use them to manage your money and pay bills at no cost. You can go to dcba.la.county.gov. You will see the list of checking accounts available to you from the banks participating in the Bank On initiative. It's very simple. You could step one, you could pick a bank or credit union from this website from the list, and then step two, open your own bank, a Bank On certified account. Step three, use the account to direct deposit funds, pay bills, manage your money. So next, please. And at the end, here's the resources that are available to you. Obtaining a credit, and then the consumer financial protection for your protection, whether you need to any complaints or anything like that that you need, or even educational information that they have in the consumerfinance.gov, and also the lasafe.org. If you could take the pledge today, again, lasafe.org, and it is simple. It's a one-page a form, so you could complete that. And then the next one is Get Banked, learn how to establish a bank account. And that's it. If you have any questions for me.
Well, we're almost out of time. We have I probably can do one question. Matt wants to know, is there an organization that can help us in person? Do you guys have anything you can recommend?
If you want a nonprofit, is that what you're asking? Is that what he's asking? I could give him a nonprofit that has that is able to help you with financial coaching, and also credit. It'll help you with financial literacy and how to put a budget together, a monthly budget. That would be Hayden Neighborhood Services.
Let's see if we can put it on the screen. So it's just Haven Neighborhood Services .org.
That would be I don't know the website, but it comes out neighborhood on Haven Neighborhood Services.
Okay. What we can also do, Matt, is if you send us a question, lifelonglearning@lapl.org, we can send it to the actual link for it, so we can find that out too. You can always email us. Yes, email us directly. We'll get the exact link, and then from there. Hey, oh my God, it's 1:00. Okay, we went long, but it was a great presentation. Thank you guys so much. If anyone missed any of this presentation, it's going to be available shortly on LAPL's YouTube channel, and that's www.youtube.com/Los Angeles Library. And also, for more information on all of our library programs, you can go to our online calendar at lapl.org/what's on/calendar. And thank you guys again, and have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.